Today we're taking a look at ASX listed stock Lake Resources, ticker LKE, performing some technical analysis and making some predictions on where we can expect to see Lake Resources go in the near future. Let's get into it. How's it going, guys? Ryan here and welcome back to another ASX stock analysis video. Today we are taking a look at Lake Resources. Their ticker on the ASX is LKE and they are another lithium company, but they're not a hard rock company. They deal with brine and are looking to become a producer of lithium carbonate. They have their main project in Argentina. I highly recommend you go and have a look at it because they're certainly one of the up and coming producers of lithium in the near future, and there's plenty of stuff going on at the moment, such as the DFS and many other interesting pieces of information. But today, simply all we're doing is performing some technical analysis and making some predictions on where we can expect to see Lake Resources go in the near future. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into today's analysis. Welcome into the Lake Resources chart, guys. As you can see, we're currently sitting at a value of 95 cents. Our all-time high over here on the 5th of November as well was a value of $1.18.5. So really looking pretty good still at this point in time. If we zoom out, you can see that this is certainly a stock which has performed and of course has been riding the all-important lithium trend at this point in time. Lithium's been hot. All lithium stocks with some promise have been going up, so of course Lake is certainly one of those. But I suppose the most important thing to have a look at is the fact that we do certainly have now what I would consider to be an established trend. The established trend is moving in this sort of a direction. I don't know if I should be, starting it there. I think that cuts off a bit too much data. So what I'm doing is starting this established trend from the 13th of May. You can see we've had touch points in September 2021 and October 2021, but we haven't had to hit that point once again, I suppose, over here in 2022, although it does look like we are certainly trending towards that direction. And on that basis, you can see that we're in a bit of a short-term decline. That decline is extending a bit like this. You can see that it is moving us towards now this overall long-term uptrend. Now I think potentially if we don't see a nice pump in, I suppose, a bit of buying volume right now, we're going to see that 20-day moving average cross below the 50-day moving average. So 20 days only currently sitting at 92 cents with the 50 at 91 cents. And given the fact that the 20-day is, I suppose, moving downwards, it's looking like a potential cross could be on the horizon. So that would not be too ideal for us at this point in time. Now, even though our uptrend is, I suppose, acting as a major point of support for us, you could, I say, quite confidently put in place another little bottom trend line over here as well. We've got 3 touch points that have hit this point, and you can see that extends out and it indicates to us that the earliest point in time in which we should potentially be testing our overall long-term uptrend would be over here on the 17th of March or thereabouts. So I expect to see the price action over the next, I suppose, few weeks look a bit like this, whether it is, a test of that line or a breakout of this triangle sort of pattern that we have formed here. In fact, it may even be a very large flag pattern if you want to draw it a bit like that. It's looking like from a, I suppose, trend perspective, we are going to move towards the pointy end of things over here unless there is a major announcement which occurs within the next few days. Now, even though we do have the 20-day moving average and 50-day moving average right now coming very, very close together, given the price has actually just jumped above both of those points and closed above it today, it's looking like that could actually be a catalyst for us for a bit of support. So all in all, it's not looking too bad right now from an overall perspective, and especially if you've been in this long term, it's still looking very, very bullish. This is a stock which will continue to be bullish unless this uptrend has been broken. So that is really the key factor you want to keep your eye on. if you're thinking about, when should I get out of this stock? Is it going to turn? You know, that uptrend is really the point you want to be looking for. Ideally though, what we're going to see is a break in that sort of a manner. Potentially, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a test, of course, of the uptrend before the break does occur. This would be, I suppose, ideal case scenario for us at this point in time. Now let's have a quick look at a few other indicators. The RSI for starters, it's sitting relatively in the middle at the moment. So plenty of room for us to go up or down. 54.27, and this is no surprise. It's moving with the price action. It's not really overextending. The last time it overextended was, of course, on the last major run that this stock did have. So as you'd expect, during a period of consolidation like we're seeing here, we are seeing a bit of sideways movement on the RSI. People are using this realistically as a trading opportunity purely because it is relatively easy to read. Either it's going to hit the top and then move down, or it's going to hit the top and break out, or vice versa. People are looking for the bounces off the key points of support and resistance in order to trade. So a bounce off the bottom line, you know, the following day or the following day after that, you buy in with the knowledge that it's going to go up to the top line and you can make a quick buck. That is simple day trading for you guys. Now let's have a look as well at the MACD. Chuck that one up there. This will be a really telling one for us. And something interesting is happening. What we're seeing now is the 12-day EMA crossing above the 26-day EMA. And I think that is really what is driving this nice little bit of a run that we are seeing here. This is a very, very bullish signal for us. And if the volume comes in and people are saying that, yes, this is bullish, we're going to see probably a test of this top trend line a lot quicker than what I've portrayed here. Instead, I think what we're going to see is a test in this sort of a fashion. It's going to be up, and we're either going to see one of two situations. Situation one is nice, we go up and continue up. Situation two is it bounces down before swooping back up, I think, to then break on the next time it does start to test that uptrend line. It is an upwards moving trend. So that means we are more likely than, I suppose, less likely to move upwards. The, I suppose, downside that could happen is if that overall long-term trend does get tested and for whatever reason people panic and do sell, that is the only situation I can see right now that we are going to move downwards. But other than that, it's looking like the lowest point that this could realistically hit within, I suppose, the next few weeks is about 85 cents. That is worst case scenario. And given we're sitting at 95 cents and the overall chart is looking bullish, I'm thinking we're pretty good. As a result, what's my target for today's video? Well, it's going to be quite simple. We want to test this trend line at the top. Ideally, we want to test it and get above the $1 mark. The $1 mark is a psychological level for people because it is a nice round number. So if we can get above $1 within the next couple of days and then run up and test the line at about $1.04, we should hopefully see a breakout with all indicators starting to line up. That wraps up today's analysis on Lake Resources. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments section below. And of course, if you did enjoy today's analysis as well, guys, please remember to leave a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of this sort of content, hit subscribe and turn on those bell notifications. I'll leave it there for today, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.